Yeah, when you're ready, you can start, Prabhuji, Ajit Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Mudiraet Nashtaprayeshu Avadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Adi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Dear devotees, we're reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 6. Prahlad instructs his demoniac schoolmates. Slokas 11 through 19. Slokas 11 through 13. How can a person who is most affectionate to his family, the core of his heart, being always filled with their pictures, give up their association? Especially, a wife is always very kind and sympathetic and always pleases her husband in a solitary place. Who could give up the association of such a dear and affectionate wife? Small children talk in broken language, very pleasing to hear, and their affectionate father always thinks of their sweet words. How could he give up their association? One's elderly parents and one's sons and daughters are also very dear. A daughter is especially dear to her father, and while living at her husband's house, she is always in his mind. Who could give up that association? Aside from this, in household affairs, there are many decorated items of household furniture, and there are also animals and servants. Who could give up such comforts? The attached householder is like a silkworm which weaves a cocoon in which it becomes imprisoned, unable to get out. Simply for the satisfaction of two important senses, the genitals and the tongue, one is bound by material condition. How can one escape? Text 14. One who is too attached cannot understand that he is wasting his valuable life for the maintenance of his family. He also fails to understand that the purpose of human life, a life suitable for realization of the absolute truth, is being imperceptibly spoiled. However, he is very cleverly attentive to seeing that not a single far thing is lost by mismanagement. Thus, although an attached person in material existence always suffers from threefold miseries, he does not develop a distaste for the way of material existence. Text 15. If a person too attached to the duties of family maintenance is unable to control his senses, the core of his heart is immersed in how to accumulate money. Although he knows that one who takes the wealth of others will be punished by the law of the government and by the laws of Emaras after death, he continues cheating others to acquire money. Text 16. O my friends, son of demons, in this material world, even those who are apparently advanced in education have the propensity to consider this is mine and that is for others. Thus, they are always engaged in providing the necessities of life to their families in a limited conception of family life. Just like uneducated cats and dogs, they are unable to take to the spiritual knowledge. Instead, they are bewildered and overcome by the ignorance. Text 17 to 18. O dear friends, O sons of demons, it is certain that no one bereft of knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead has been able to liberate himself from material bondage at any time or in any country. Rather, Those bereft of knowledge of the Lord are bound by the material laws. They are factually addicted to sense gratification, and their target is woman. Indeed, they are actually playthings in the hands of attractive women. Victimized by such a conception of life, they become surrounded by children, grandchildren, and great grandchildren, and thus they are shackled to material bondage. Those who are very much addicted to this conception of life are called demons. Therefore, although you are sons of demons, keep aloof from such persons and take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, the origin of all demigods, because the ultimate goal for the devotees of Narayana is liberation from the bondage of material existence. Text 19. My dear sons of demon, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, is the original Supersoul, the father of all living entities. Consequently, there are no impediments to pleasing him or worshipping him under any conditions, whether one be a child or an old man. The relationship between the living entities and the Supreme Personality of Godhead is always a fact, and therefore there is no difficulty in pleasing the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Sri Krishna Prabhu, whenever you're ready, you can start, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Achyut Prabhu. Thank you, Sundaran Prabhuji. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yogam Sikshashtamekam Purusha Puranam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sariradari Kripambuditamaham Prapadye. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langete giram yat kripa tamaham vande Shri Gurun Dinatarinam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we are seeing this section where Prahlad Maharaj is teaching his classmates about Krishna consciousness. So, in the previous chapter, we saw Sukracharya, Hiranyakashipu tried to, even though his Prahlad is his own son, because of his enmity with Vishnu, he couldn't tolerate his son glorifying Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayana. So, eventually, Hiranyakashipu tried to instruct his soldiers to basically threaten Prahlad, harm him, give him poison, try all various methods in order to make him fearful, and um, he wanted to see that Prahlad actually give up the attraction to Vishnu. But Prahlad is naturally attracted to Vishnu, and he understands that Lord is actually the real protector. Even Hiranyakashipu is being protected by the Lord. So Prahlad has a very solid understanding and realization. So eventually, Sukracharya again recommends that we will teach Prahlad again. We will try to change his heart. So Sanda and Amarka, they again bring Prahlad back to the school, and they instruct him in Dharma, Artha and Kama, so that he takes up the kingdom after his father and rules over the citizens just like his father. So now Prahlad is taking this opportunity, and he is instructing his school classmates about Krishna consciousness. So how wonderful he's, whenever the teachers, they go to their home taking care of the household affairs, then he's taking the opportunity and he's teaching the schoolmates. So this is Prahlad Maharaj. Prabhupada is always used to say Prahlad Maharaj is our spiritual master. So he is a disciple of Narada Muni, and Narada Muni is our spiritual master in the line of Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So spiritual Srila Prabhupada had a special heart towards Prahlad's teachings. So let's hear from Prahlad what he is teaching to his classmates. Starting from, so in this chapter, Prahlad is teaching his classmates because they are very child, they are just growing up. They don't have a deep conception of what the demon's quality is. So it's a very appropriate. So Prahlad is teaching them at this age so that they imbibe the qualities of bhakti naturally. So starting from verse number 11, today we're seeing about very, very deep philosophy that Prahlad is speaking. So in the beginning, Prahlad started with the conception of what is a human life. So he's distinguishing between human body and an animal body. And human body is very, very rare to obtain, and we are all wasting this human form of life. The happiness that's perceived by this body due to duality, due to senses, is actually very flickering. And Prahlad is trying to make the students understand from the basic about what is this human form, and this is like a chance for us to return back to Godhead, back to home, and make a solution for all the sufferings that we are having in this human form of in this material world. So Prahlad started with that aspect, and he's explaining about why this sense gratification is actually total. It's wasting your time and energy. It's all your endeavors are actually futile. The body is going to perish. And then Prahlad started saying that one has 100 years of life. So in this 100 years of life, if you are not controlled, then the sleep takes away 50% of the life. So we have only 50% of the life. And within that 50%, in the children, like children in the normally, you can see they're always in the mood of playing. So in the children, the 10 years goes in just playtime. So mostly it's wasted in sports. And then after growing up, when the person becomes adolescent, then he is getting attracted to opposite sex, and he's increasingly attached, and then he becomes a grahastha in a family life. He's attached to family life. Then gradually, it's the whole atmosphere is such that it is the whole life is being complicated, rather than utilizing his human life for the coming out of this bondage, is getting implicated more and more, is going deep into the bondage. So it's like there is a uh, that's they call in Tamil, they call bodakuri. Bodakuri means you step on the place, it starts to suck you inside gradually till the point of completely submerging inside. So it is like that. So the design of the material world is it keeps you completely under illusion, and then it sucks the whole life and energy. So now Prahlad Maharaj started to explain about household life. And then he's also saying that uh, the household life is so attractive in many ways. He's trying to give graphic explanation about how it is attractive to this to his classmates. And he's also saying that wealth is actually very attractive for people. And for people who are attracted to wealth, they try to get too much implicated in the family life, and the bondage becomes very, very strong. So from the verse number 11, we'll try to see what Prahlad is saying. Some of the key points we'll try to capture. So Prahlad is saying, so one who is attached, affectionate to his family, his he's very, very difficult to give up. So why is Prahlad talking about giving up their association? Because in the whole, I mean, this whole description is for a one who is attached to family for his own self-enjoyment, not for serving the family as a part and parcel of Krishna. That is not the mood here. The whole mood Prahlad is explaining in the material world. everybody is serving the family, children, parents, so that they can actually have some enjoyment. That is the crux of this in the material world. People earn money not just because they want to give, take care of family or children, or they are the center. They want to enjoy that money in a way that it is giving pleasing to them. So the whole center is the person who is earning that wealth. So that's why the whole attachment to all of this, Prahlad is talking about how can you give up such a association, meaning how can the person is kind of an illusion meaning you try to do something and you get attached, you get bondage in it, like you go inside a spider web and you completely get, completely all the doors are closed, you don't know how to come out. It's kind of a situation like that. So in a family life, obviously we all know that the wife and children, they're very, very attractive because they're always serving. The wife very faithfully serves the husband, and the small children, they speak in a very broken language, very pleasing, very affectionate to father. And Prahlad especially says the daughter is very dear to her father. So we can see this practically, that daughter is very affectionate to father. Even after getting married also, the father always thinks about the welfare of such a daughter. So all of this is like a anchor, so to this material world. So with all of these anchors, uh, the person who is very much implicated with all these anchors, how can actually he give up? Meaning, how can he give up and take up the association of the Lord with in a way that it is completely pure, selfless. So, and also if you take about family, graham andakopam, so it's like family is like a dark well. So these are the reasons why it is dark well. There is so many attachments in the family life, that there is in the family means like children, wife, children, properties, house. So it keeps expanding. So and then there is so many household things, furnitures, car, and then the properties. All of this is like a anchor that keeps the person in the dark well of family life. So Prahlad is giving one example. So he's saying, you probably have seen silkworm. The way silkworm, it takes it weaves the cocoon on top of it. So and then that is actually what transforms into silk. So the whole cocoon, after it is completely covered, so the silkworm is actually become helpless and it completely becomes imprisoned. So his own, it's like if you look at it, his own saliva is actually taking this shape of completely imprisoning the silkworm. So it's a very appropriate example. And so Prahlad Maharaj is saying that these Duranta Moha, so it's very difficult, being in a great illusion. So very difficult, and he's saying that uh, karmani lobat avitrupta kama. So because of this unlimited desires and greed, this lust, being lusty, and his two things he's pointing out. So he's pointing out because of his tongue and genitals are so much being captivated by this illusion. So now it is being compared as a dark well. So the whole situation is being compared to the dark well. So if you go to villages, you will find some wells which is completely abandoned. It's very deep. You can see the how deep it is, and all you can see is very dark. So if you fall in such a dark well, it's almost impossible that you cannot even people even you cannot even recognize who's inside. So you'll be completely gone. So such a dark well is being compared to the family life, because the family life, like here explained by Prahlad Maharaj, it has so many anchors that we completely lose our value of life in, as opposed to focusing on connecting ourselves with Narayana, Krishna, and understanding the sufferings of life and coming out of this suffering by the process of bhakti, we get too much implicated. So, and then Prahlad Maharaj goes on to explain that how to maintain the family, one completely. He's completely attached in earning wealth. So in order to maintain the family, he's wasting his life by trying to earn wealth, and he's very careful that even a single penny doesn't get lost. He's very careful. But on the other side, the whole life is being spoiled, and a valuable life is being spoiled in this way. So so Prahlad Maharaj is saying that although is so much problematic, he doesn't actually get dissatisfied with such a situation. So he's saying tapatraya duhu kitatma. So he is actually saying that because the threefold miseries are so much distress, but still the person doesn't want to actually get some what is this material life? Let me try to understand, what is the absolute truth, who is Krishna. So he doesn't come to that conclusion. So you can imagine this dark well, even though it's miserable, the illusion is such that it keeps us in that dark well forever. So Kutumba Poshaya Vayan Niyasu. Because of family maintenance, the person, the whole lifetime is spent on that. So the pramatta, man, like the word pramatta means mad, being mad. You can imagine that so many people, there are billionaires and there are many, many multimillionaires. They are so much implicated with this whole thing of family life. Even they could not, come out because they have extremely good situation, but still they think they want to increase the affairs of family life. So Prabhupada actually quotes Chanakya Pandit here. So he says that even a moment of life cannot be purchased for millions of dollars. So we are, the foolish people, and one who is implicated with this dark well, he is wasting his valuable life, so much so that he cannot understand what he is wasting. So in the text number 15, so Prahlad Maharaj goes on to explain that the whole family life is Ashanta Kamo Harata Kutumbi. So after in the family life, one, because of uncontrolled senses, this the wealth becomes so much attractive, so that somehow or other the person wants to get the wealth so that he can have this the so-called enjoyment in the family life and expand his enjoyment. So paravitta hartu. So he's somehow or other, paravitta means somebody else's money also they don't hesitate to steal. So in this planet also there is punishment. The laws of federal laws and state laws also can punish him. And then beyond this planet there is also punishment in the hellish planets, but still the person does not hesitate. So we can imagine at the risk of life, there's still so much illusion by this enjoyment of sense enjoyment, that they risk their own life to accumulate money. So, and then what to speak of, if somebody is educated, can they come out of this illusion? Prahlad says actually the education of this material world cannot help you. Vidwan apitvam danuja kutumbam. So he even says is that even those who are apparently educated, they also have this propensity thinking that, okay, this is mine, this is yours. They are also in duality, and that kind of a conception of life, it's like compared to cats and dogs. So he's saying, Yasvya parakya vibhinna bhavas. So they're saying separated, this is mine, that is yours. They have seeing that vibhinna bhava. So tama prapadyate yata vimudaha. So who is saying it's like a uneducated person or like an animal. So Prahlad Maharaj is coming to conclusion that In this material world, the so-called education is going to make you completely under illusion. So he's indirectly saying that, whatever your teachers are teaching, that is not going to solve your problems of suffering. The threefold miseries you're going to suffer unless you come to Krishna consciousness. So, so now in the verse number 17 and 18, so Prahlad Maharaj is now he's very, very, sweetly saying, my dear friends, he's very sweetly, with a smiling face, just by all the children were very attracted to his, of course, he is completely immersed in the thoughts of Vishnu, so he's very attractive. And he's also emanating this consciousness that his children are naturally very attracted to what he's saying. So now he's sweetly addressing them, O sons of demons. So now, yatona kashchid kvachak kudrachit va tato sukridam murga yan nigada vishargaha. So vimochitum kamadrushum vihara. So now, how to get out of this bondage? How to vimochitam. So how to get out of this bondage, material laws? How to actually liberate ourselves from this material bondage. Now he is coming to the essence of his teaching, that no one can actually become liberated unless one understands the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana. So now he's saying, although you are sons of Asura, like sons of demons, still Daitya, still you are very you keep them aloof from. So even though you are with them, you cannot actually just leave parents. So even though you're with them, just keep yourself aloof, just like a lotus leaf in a water. Even though water is on the lotus leaf, it does not touch. So he's saying, just keep yourself aloof and try to take shelter of Supreme Lord Narayana, the origin of all demigods. So he's saying, now the whole bondage of material existence, you can get liberated. So he's saying samukta sangai ishito apavargaha. So apavarga is like the path of the liberation is going to open. The doors is going to open when you take shelter of Narayana. So now, after saying this, Prahlad Maharaj, in the 19th verse, now he is explaining more about who is Narayana, what is the Supreme Lord is like. And he's elaborating on this, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, so that the children can understand deeper into how to perform the bhakti. So now again, he's addressing all of the children. Nahi Achyutam Prinayatho. So actually, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is addressed here as Achyutam. So Narayana, Achyutam, he is very dear to everyone. He is very, anyone can please him. So he's saying, Bahuva Ayasho Ashurat Majaha. So there are actually your endeavors, Asura Atmajaha, O sons of demons. So everyone is intimately connected with the Supreme Lord. So Brahma Samhita also says that Ekopi acho rachayitam jagadanda kotim yachakti jagadanda chayadananta andantrastu paramanu chayantrastam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. So the Lord is actually residing in every paramanu, and he is also residing in all the living entities. So if the Lord is residing within the heart, so what is it difficult to actually connect with him? So he's saying that you can easily connect with the Lord, and there is no impediments to please or worshipping him under any conditions. So, and he's also saying, whether one is a child or an old man, it does not really matter. So all you have to have is a right disposition, right disposition to please the Lord. And so he is saying that you already have a relationship with the Lord, you are already connected. All you have to do is just have the right disposition and turn towards Lord Narayana. And he is going to explain further about how to connect with the Lord. So now Prabhupada is, explaining And he's also quoting this Bhagavad Gita verse that Sarva Yonishu Kaunteya Murtaya Sambhavantiya Tasham Brahma Mahadyonir Aham Bija Pradapitaha. So Krishna is the seed-giving father of all living entities. Because of that seed, the whole creation is made possible. And all species, not only human beings, all species. So Krishna has a deep, relationship with all the living entities. Mamai Vamsha Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatanaha. So there are many, many verses Krishna says that you are all connected, part and parcel of me. So and Prabhupada also explains that Ajamila also separated from the Supreme Lord by performing many sinful activities, and he was actually condemned by Yamaraj, but still when he chanted the name of Narayana, he was, even though he was not calling Supreme Lord, he again re-established that relationship, and he again got another chance to perfect himself, to purify himself. So to revive that relationship with Narayana is the ultimate goal of life. Now Prahlad Maharaj started to explain that to the school children of this Sandhan Amarka. So this the last verse for today, verse number 19. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vranda ki jai. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Panchakalpatrubhasya kripa sindhubhyo vachaha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, devotees.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.